Is Bitcoin about to make a comeback? Unlike fiat foreign money, there may be no special body of humans controlling the fee of Bitcoin. Instead, Bitcoin runs on a peer-to-peer gadget, so the folks that use Bitcoin function as the virtual currency's imperative body. Before we start with the video, just make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. Turn the bell notification on so that you'll never miss any of our crazy updates. If the 2008 monetary crisis taught us whatever, it is that you can't always consider bankers or federal authority officials to make the right selections when the economic system is in turmoil. After all, they may be human beings whose judgment can be effortlessly clouded in the event that they haven't had sufficient meals or sleep inside the closing 24 hours, and they're capable of making unfair selections primarily based on their private feelings and evaluations. That's not something you have to worry approximately with Bitcoin. It is definitely a goal because it's Miles laptop generated. Bitcoin would not have opinions or experience sleep deprivation, hangover, terrible moods, or human blunders. Since Nakamoto's release of Bitcoin in 2009, it has spawned the birth of someplace around 1,500 other cryptocurrencies. If you're familiar with blockchain technology, crypto, and initial coin offerings, you might be thinking about what makes Bitcoin so unique. First of all, Bitcoin's market cap is already light years better than that of different digital currencies within the world. Bitcoin is the OG of cryptocurrencies, so it has extra exposure, and as a result, we have a lot of extra statistics on Bitcoin that we have on its cousins. In different words, Bitcoin will make a comeback because it's by far the default gadget. It's miles the most depended on and most talked about digital currency. There's not anything scarier than a healthy economic system. Whilst it feels adored, it became just the day prior to this that we experienced the worst economic crisis for the reason that Great Depression. Over the remaining 12 months, many professionals have warned that the modern thriving financial system won't close forever and that another devastating recession may be simply around the nook. The notion of some other financial disaster is enough to raise everybody's blood pressure. But howdy, appearance are the brilliant aspect. The interesting element approximately the possibility of getting into some other worldwide recession is that we will ultimately get to look at how sweet infant Bitcoin fares throughout a financial apocalypse. At the moment, some see Bitcoin as the forex of destiny. Others see blockchain technology and initial coin service as no extra than slot machines and poker chips. When we're hit through any other financial disaster, Bitcoin will appear an entire lot extra desirable to the skeptics. When paper currency fails us, Bitcoin will make a comeback because that's what it was constructed to do. Fiat currencies consisting of the USA dollar are managed with the aid of a small organization of presidential officers who have the strength to grow or decrease its cost with the aid of adding or casting off cash from the stream. Although the centralized money machine works properly in concept, its flaws grow to be specifically apparent during recessions, whilst money suddenly cannot purchase as tons as it made 24 hours in the past. In comparison, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer decentralized currency with a finite delivery. This is not possible to copy. It became created by the humans, for the people, as a method of defensive the general public from the falling surrender to fiat forex's weaknesses as they did for the duration of the 2008 financial crisis. To understand why this suggests that Bitcoin will make a comeback in the wake of financial turmoil, permits take a better look at Bitcoin's key tenets. A $30 invoice would be just a chunk of paper if there were not a small institution of people to assign a value to it. In other phrases, without significant banks, paper cash would be nugatory as it's too easy to print and damage. One way central banks attempt to combat recession is by printing out extra money and as a result, devaluing or inflating foreign money. The price of goods we purchase with coins displays the brand new inflated fee of cash. That genuinely cannot show up with Bitcoin. There is a finite overall of 21 million Bitcoins to be had, none of which may be duplicated, replicated, or inflated. The most effective way for the Bitcoin price to alternate is for the Bitcoin call to go up or down. Bitcoin is good for folks who, after 2008, are hesitant to consider fiat foreign money once more, and the use of digital forex is a splendid matter to bypass inflation in the present day age. If a whole lot of humans flock to Bitcoin in anticipation of a recession, the value of Bitcoin will upward thrust. With this in thought, the opportunity that Bitcoin will make a comeback in the wake of economic turmoil could be very doable. At some distance, as cryptocurrencies is worried, Bitcoin is a family call. More people recognize Bitcoin than any of the fine Bitcoin alternatives of 2018, and greater human beings know approximately Bitcoin than ever before. Public consciousness of Bitcoin is going to continue to grow, and because of this, extra people will recall investing in Bitcoin. As we recognize, the better the demand for BTC, the more valuable it becomes. The developing recognition of Bitcoin means that while people lose faith in the fiat currency and spend money on Bitcoin, they'll power up trade volumes, inflicting Bitcoin to make a comeback. If the common character knows something about cryptocurrency, it's generally Bitcoin. With a marketplace cap really worth over $50 billion more than another virtual forex, it is clear that Bitcoin is the one humans go to first. Because Bitcoin is the most relied on digital foreign money, it's also the most broadly used. Therefore, it's also the virtual forex that commercial systems are the maximum in all likelihood to accept and accommodate, plus the use of Bitcoin might gain organizations by way of easing inflation-associated issues. If you have been paying attention to the upward thrust and fall of Bitcoin during the last decade, then you definitely realize that the Bitcoin rate is risky and can exchange quite extensively in as short a time as 24 hours. Heck, you can even see the fast fluctuation of Bitcoin while you stare at the real-time chart for 1 minute. However, the Bitcoin marketplace could turn out to be plenty greater solid once large traders start getting involved. The Intercontinental Exchange has already announced plans to install a platform known as BACT, which makes Bitcoin exchange more accessible to the public. In doing so, the Warren Buffetts of the world will help stabilize Bitcoin by shopping for big sums of it to promote to average Joes and Josephines like you and me. A lot can manifest in 10 years, and sufficient has passed off for the reason that beginning of Bitcoin is for us to accumulate facts on its conduct and usage, and to draw inferences on how stable the Bitcoin marketplace is within the near future. It is truly clean that Bitcoin thrives when fiat foreign money is in hassle. There is a charming inverse correlation between Bitcoin and the USA dollar. The price of Bitcoin is going up whilst matters aren't searching so wonderful on Wall Street. For every decrease inside the US dollar's market cap, there's an increase inside the Bitcoin market cap. If the fee of the greenback begins to say no to the ranges we noticed in 2008, judging through the correlation between the USC and BTC, it is affordable to trust that we should see an inversely equal upward push in Bitcoin's value. When a rustic financial system starts to fail, the people lose agreement within the central banks that determine how a whole lot costs to assign revealed pieces of paper, creating digital foreign money like Bitcoin, which can't be duplicated or replaced, quite suited. To say the Venezuelan economy suffered from the fall apart of the oil enterprise and horrific selections made through Hugo Chavez could be an underestimation. One of the inevitable effects of the fiasco was intense inflation that ended in a currency crisis. When the IMF warned Venezuela that their inflation could attain 1,000,000% in 2018, the government replied within 6 months by ditching the Venezuelan bolivar for the sovereign bolivar. If you have not experienced what Venezuelans did these 12 months and do not recognize what any of this has to do with whether or not Bitcoin will make a comeback, imagine for a second that your USA's financial system is struggling because your former head of state basically destroyed the enterprise that keeps it on its legs. The end result of his guidelines is astronomically high inflation that your new government attempts to combat by way of issuing a brand new fiat currency. Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us for more updates. Thanks for watching!